very good evening and thank you so much for joining us tonight on BeeTv Major News at 6, coming to you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital, Nigeria. I am Gift Uwagboy. And now to the news. The First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has empowered 500 vulnerable women in Edo State with various items under the Renewed Hope Initiative for Financial Inclusivity. The 500 beneficiaries who cut across the 3 senatorial districts of the state were urged to make judicious use of the items to enhance their living standard and empower others. BeeTv News Best Orator has the report.
Senator Oluremi Tinubu noted that the program is taking place simultaneously in the states of the South-South geopolitical zones, namely Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Edo, and Delta. She noted that it is only River States in the zone that is not participating in the exercise, as the event has been rescheduled for May 2nd, 2025. Senator Oluremi Tinubu, who was represented by the coordinator in the office of the Edo State First Lady, Adesili Anani Okpebolo, said the program acknowledges the vital roles women play in nation building and also aligns with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, maintaining that the empowerment items being distributed aims to equip women with the necessary tools and resources they need to build successful businesses and continue to the prosperity of Nigeria. A total of 18,500 women across the country's 6 geopolitical zones will benefit from the empowerment. She said the women will be provided with items like cooking gas, with ovens, deep freezers, generators, industrial grinding machines, which will support them in starting or growing their existing businesses.
No woman. I am delighted to join you here today for the presentation of the empowerment items to 500 women in each of the states in the South-South geopolitical zones. This program acknowledges the vital role women play in nation building, and it also aligns with the Renewed Hope agenda of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, who emphasizes inclusivity, economic growth, and sustainable development for all Nigerians, with a particular focus on empowering women economically.
Governor Monday Okpebolo, on his part, thanked the President Bola Tinubu and the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, for their visionary leadership and unwavering support for the people and government of Edo State. He noted that the commitment to inclusive development by the President and the First Lady continues to inspire hope and progress across the nation. The governor, represented by his special advisor on media projects, Godswill Inegbe, appreciated the noble objectives of the Empowerment Initiative, which is aimed at unlocking the potentials of Edo women, fostering their economic independence, and creating sustainable opportunities for growth and prosperity. Governor Okpebolo said his administration will not leave any woman in the state behind in the collective journey of his administration towards building peaceful, progressive, and prosperous Edo State.
On behalf of the government and the good people of Edo State, I warmly welcome the representative of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and his esteemed delegation to our dear states. We recognize and deeply appreciate the noble objectives of this empowerment initiative, which is aimed at unlocking the immense potential of our women, fostering their economic independence, and creating sustainable opportunities for growth and prosperity. By equipping our women with these essential tools, we are strengthening their ability to build lasting livelihoods, thereby enabling them to contribute meaningfully to the inclusive and sustainable development of our great nation.
Senior Special Assistant to the President of Sustainable Development Goals, Princess Adejoke, represented by Nura Ali Ramo, said the empowerment, which was flagged off in the FCT under the Renewed Hope Initiative, is heard across the South-South zone. He noted that the program will continue to serve as a beacon of hope and empowerment to create opportunities to build sustainable livelihood for Nigerian women in line with the SDGs 5 and 8.
It is with immense pleasure and deep sense of responsibility that I address you today at this ceremony. for the presentation of empowerment items to 500 women in each of the states of the South-South Zone, Edo State. This initiative marks yet another bold and timely stride. The Renewed Hope initiative, under her able leadership and guidance, continues to serve as a beacon of empowerment and economic transformation, aligning seamlessly with our national development priority and the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs.
Some of the beneficiaries thanked the First Lady and her husband, as well as the State Governor, Senator Monday Okpewolo, for the items, which they said is a big relief to them. They assured that they will utilize the items to grow their businesses, improve their lives, and contribute to the development of the nation.
I benefited a very big gas cooker with oven. It will affect my business in a positive way because without oven, I'm going to be able to make enough meat pies, enough cakes, and all that. I would say a very big thank you to her. May God bless her.
It's a very nice program. At least they used to empower women. There are many women outside that don't have this opportunity, but with this kind of program, they have the opportunity to achieve something, to make a means for their family. And it's a very good one. And I pray that God will continue to enrich their cause so that more will be coming out of where this is coming from.
The program is a very laudable program. The program is a program that brings women together, and it's a program where Her Excellency, Mrs. Edesi Anani, get in touch with the grassroots women by empowering them to start up their businesses, to be able to fetch for themselves. So we thank Her Excellency, the mother of the state, a compassionate mother. And we also thank the governor of Edo State for empowering the women and for empowering the First Lady. We also thank the First Lady of Nigeria, Remi Tinubu, for her laudable project.
Months ago, elderly persons in Edo State were also empowered by the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Remi Tinubu, under the Renewed Hope Agenda Initiative for Financial Inclusivity. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
The Edo State government has announced a mandatory verification and recertification exercise for property owners across 6 designated government layouts in Edo South. The exercise, which will run from 1st to 30th of May 2025, is part of efforts to streamline land administration and ensure proper documentation. The government listed the layouts to include Etete Government Layout, Iyekogba Housing Estate, Evo Area Layout, Ikpoba River Dam Acquisition, Oka Oseni, Egba, Okanrovia, and Evodia Acquisition. Property owners in these areas are urged to comply fully within the stipulated time frame. A statement issued on behalf of the state government by Dr. Tony Ikpasaja, Managing Director of the Edo State Geographic Information Service, Edo GIS, directed all property owners to report for the exercise at the Edo GIS office located at Plot 102, Sapler Road, Benin City. The Edo State House of Assembly has passed a resolution calling on the federal, state, and local government to mobilize and empower security agencies to swiftly comb the various forests in Edo State, address ongoing herdsmen attack, kidnapping, and insecurity, and to compensate the family of late A.J. Moses, a young hunter who sacrificed his life while rescuing kidnapped victims from herdsmen in Udo, Igwebe local government area. BeeTv News State House correspondent Osarugi Agwebo reports that the resolution follows a matter of urgent public importance raised on Tuesday during plenary by a member representing Igwebe constituency, Eugene Inegbebo. The report.
It is the duty of the state government to provide security for all citizens.
Raising a matter of urgent public importance, the member representing Igwebe constituency, Honorable Eugene Inegbebo, expressed sadness over the gruesome killing of a young hunter, A.J. Moses, by herdsmen in Udo, Igwebe local government area, while he attempted to rescue kidnapped victims from the herdsmen. Honorable Eugene also cited other similar cases of kidnapping and herdsmen attacks in his constituency, which prompted a serious deliberation among lawmakers condemning the rising rate of kidnapping, esme attacks, and other insecurity issues plaguing communities across Edo State. The member representing Ovia Northeast Constituency 2, Honorable Andrew Ozami, noted that the attacks on Sule Camp in Okada West, where farmers were killed by S-men. Also, member representing Esa Southeast, Sonny Ojezele, expressed dismay over Monday's attack on his constituent by suspected IPOB members who were said to be enforcing a sit-at-home policy.
About a month ago, similar thing happened in my constituency. Precisely, Sule Camp in Okada West. At 2 a.m., the Fulani herdsmen invaded this community and killed almost everybody in that community, Yoruba farmers. I suggested about a month ago as well that there's a need for us to interface with the security chiefs. There is a need for us to interface with His Excellency, and let's go in person as a house to emphasize, bring to his attention
that urgent road repair work be done on back portion of our highways that have become kidnappers' haven. Mr. Peter, they have started executing their sit-at-home program in Eastern Southeast. To be precise, yesterday in a community which is about 5 in my constituency. They killed several people and so many cars and buses were come to ashes.
our boundary state, because whatever we are going to do here now, if you drag policemen and military men to that area now, they will relocate and come back again. It's a national issue, Mr. Speaker.
I think kidnapping has replaced landlord fast. Just as our legend musician King Sonyade kidnapped. Now, everybody is very bad. So it's a national issue.
Presenting its consequential motion, Honorable Eugene Inegbebo called on the federal, state, and local governments to mobilize and empower security agencies to swiftly comb the various forests in Edo State, that compensation be given to the late Mr. A.J. Moses family, and that the wife be given employment.
Therefore, resolved by this honorable house that the late Moses, A.J.'s wife, should be placed on employment in the state or local government service commission, as the family have lost their breadwinner, and to provide other necessary compensation for their upkeep, and that Mr. A.J. Moses be given a posthumous recognition for his efforts and gallantry in rescuing the 8 victims who were kidnapped before he was killed, that the government should make concerted efforts and ensure that the relevant security agencies are mobilized to ensure the entire forest in Udo, Igwe local government, sharing boundaries with Esan Southeast, Esan Central, and Esan Northeast respectively, because to ring the forest of criminals.
Thereafter, the lawmakers passed the resolution and observed a minute silence in honor of late Mr. A.J. Moses.
All the amendments and additional resolutions from members is being amended, and the resolutions are also taken.
In another development, the House Standing Committee on Health presented its report for consideration on a bill to enact the Edo State School of Nursing, Health, Science and Technology, Udomi Law 2025, and other matters connected purposes. However, the bill was slated for consideration at the next sitting. Osarogi Agwebo, reporting for BeeTv News.
And right now, we'll be going on a short break and we'll be right back. Do stay with us.
Solidarity forever. Great Nigerian workers. The leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC Edo State Council invites all its affiliates, all allies and civil society organizations, the informal sector, market women and men, all artisans, road transport workers, all chairmen and staff of local government councils, employees in private sector, executives of companies and all stakeholders in Edo State to participate in this year 2025 Workers' Day, known as May Day commemoration. Theme: reclaiming the civic space in the midst of economic hardship. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Senator Monday Okpebolo, Governor of Edo State, taking a salute. Date: Thursday, May 1st, 2025. Time: 10 a.m. Venue: Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin City. Join us to celebrate Edo State workers. Solidarity forever. Signed, Comrade Bernard Joman Egwahide, Acting Chairman, Nigerian Labour Congress, Edo State Council.
Welcome back. Meanwhile, some Nigerians and parents have called on the management of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, to stop the allocation of students to areas outside their vicinity against the backdrop of insecurity and high cost of transportation to ease the burden on parents. BeeTv News' Kweli Mumukoro has the report.
During my time, I registered in Benin, then they took me to Ekpoma. You could see that distance. Outside, meanwhile, we have places like Ikpobaoka, we have places like
Esther Oluwafayofunmi Oladele, a young girl, went missing after she went to write the 2025 JAMB. The girl's family raised an alarm after she left home and was not seen for more than 24 hours. According to a post made on X by her brother, she went from Aja from Ekpe around 1 p.m. on Thursday, April 24th, to write the JAMB exam with the intention that she would spend the night with a family member and then proceed to the JAMB center the next day on Friday, April 25th, because of the distance from her place of residence to the examination venue. Esther then sent a message to her sister saying she was scared she had entered the wrong vehicle on her way to Aja. Luckily, she was found alive after 2 days at Ijebu Ode. This particular incident has sparked different conversations and opinions, as some persons are now calling on JAMB to stop allocating students to areas outside their vicinity to avoid such incidents. Some Nigerians who supported student writing in their vicinity stated that insecurity is a major concern in the country and it will be safer for students to write the examination within their proximity. While others stated that high cost of transportation is another major reason students should be allowed to sit for their exams within their vicinity.
Maybe the child is not going out before, maybe the parents would just say from house to church, from church, then the child will use that opportunity to do some certain things. That is one. Then two, this insecurity in Edo State is not even ideal for a child to leave Edo State. How can a child of 18 years leave Edo State to go and write JAMB in Lagos, Port Harcourt? That is unfair. To me as a parent, I prefer the child should write in Edo State, because Edo State, at least when the child is going to India College to write, at least the parents will know that my child is in India College writing the exam. So the issue of insecurity in Benin City, they should try and work on it.
For JAMB to allocate people to a far distance, I have to start with within the environment. For example, let's say we have from Ego, we have over 100 persons who are applying for JAMB, and JAMB centers at Ego have just say 2 centers. So you can see that 2 centers is not enough for them to accommodate that 100 persons. So I believe that is one of the reasons why they have to take people to different locations. But why things spreading to different locations? I believe that JAMB should please regulate it for a while. If the distance should not be that far away from where the person is staying. One, we have transportation issue now. We have activities of the kidnap activities that is going on in Nigeria now. So for the security level, I believe JAMB should please regulate that particular system. If you are taking somebody away from the locality, let it be somewhere closer to the person.
Other Nigerians who were not in support said it is government's responsibility to tackle insecurity and high cost of transportation, as it should not affect allocating of students to different examination centers.
I'm not in support of that. Government should find a solution to the security. That is the point. That is the bottom point. Are you getting me? Because if you say they should be writing JAMB in their own vicinity, it doesn't make sense. Because if it's okay, they should stay in their primary school in their location, secondary in the university in the same place. How can they now deflect to the other people? For me, government should work on security.
Nigerians urge JAMB management to assist in reducing the risk of students facing insecurity while preparing for their examination. Walumi Mukoro reporting for BeeTv News.
Residents of Anigboro Street, Chris Mary and Able Street in Benin have called on the state government to ameliorate their plight following mundane rainfall that destroyed their property. BeeTv News Freeman Osawe reports that flood has taken over the affected areas, making it difficult for human and vehicular movement. The report.
Street, Uselu, talking about this Edaiken. Yes, that Edaiken especially. The water coming from all those areas, they are waterlogged areas, you know, and it's too much. I think that's the main reason. That's the main reason why.
The rainy season is here and frequent rainfall is inevitable, but erosion control is something that can be prevented. While some may be counting their losses, the rainy season is here and frequent rainfall is inevitable, but erosion control is something that can be prevented. While some may be counting their blessings this period, the same cannot be said of residents of Anigboro Street and environs that continue to count their losses whenever it rains. Residents said the flooding have made movement very difficult and also threatens residential buildings in the area whenever it rains.
It's really very difficult for us to kind of penetrate to the road. You can see now, I was supposed to pass through Christmary, but due to the bad road, so I have to pass through this side to get to Anigboro, so because it's also an easy route for me. So if government can just come, because really if you look at the area, if you look at this road now, it leads straight to Uwelu. So if they can just kind of help us to grade it, it will be more better, and it will be also accessible, and it also reduce hold up if maybe there is a hold up in the major road.
Like we that are driving cars in this area, we suffer a lot whenever it rains. In this particular area, I'm talking about this particular place exactly. It's not good for us. So if there's any way the government can help, even in helping the local government chairman, so that there will be support from the federal, the state, and the local government, so that they will be able to work on this particular place.
The dealer did not park. No parking. We got everything don't block. If any rate for your touch down small 5 seconds, no road. Motor no fit pass, I cannot fit pass. Now here we walk. No, everybody will come on. So please, if you enter this house, everywhere feed up with tree. I beg government make help us.
The road, just follow at all, because water they take over the road. If tomorrow, no drainage system, nothing. So now, the water just full everywhere. I beg, may the government come help us.
The residents are hoping that the government will take necessary steps to address their plight before the next rains fully set in. Freeman Osawe reporting for BeeTv News.
As school resumed for a new term in Benin City, there is a visible sense of excitement among students and relief from parents. After weeks of staying at home, classrooms are once again buzzing with activities. While some parents are hopeful for better performance from both teachers and students, many learners say they are happy to reunite with friends and teachers and return to a structured academic routine. The report.
I want them to also do better. Let her be better than she was last time.
BeeTv News checks across some schools in Benin City show a blend of excitement and renewed hope as academic activities pick up. Parents and students alike are optimistic that this term will bring better results and improved efforts from both teachers and students. Some parents who spoke to BeeTv News said they are happy to see their children return to school after the break. They expressed hope that the teachers will build on previous efforts and do even better this term. According to them, with students back in class, they can focus better and perform well academically.
I'm happy to be back as my daughter coming back to school, being the first day of their resumption. And what I expect for this new resumption term, nothing but the best. And also in an academic work, what she has, the position she had last term. So I believe that this term, the teachers are going to work even more well, and even with the parents are even going to put more efforts to ensure that what they had last term, they are going to even get even more and good grades this term. So I really commend the efforts of the teachers of the school. They've really been trying.
It's okay. They have been at home for some time now. It's okay. They should resume. I want them to do better than before. Like my child, she's trying. She's just 3 years. She can read ABCD to Z, 1 to 3 to 50. She's trying. And they are doing well, actually. They are keeping them neat. I want them to also do better. And let her be better than she was last time.
At least they've stayed for a while at home, and parents need to, to also relax, because it's like they've been disturbing the parents since they came back from holiday, and now they are leaving. At least we will have the chance to relax and do 1 or 2 things. I think that they will do the right thing, teach the students, so that they will be productive and efficient. When they come out from school, they will become something very important in society.
To me, I have kids, so going back to school is hectic, especially because of this economy. We are just finding it difficult, and this is their 3rd term. They added their school fees is increased. The ones that they want to graduate, they have increased their graduation fee. Then the one that will not graduate, they will still say supportive. You should support. If you will not graduate, you will support. If you will graduate, you pay graduation fee. For them to go out from the house will be peaceful for a moment, but they should try harder. We the parents, we are trying harder. And the teachers, they should have patience with their parents.
On their part, some students share their excitement about reuniting with friends and teachers. Many of them say they are eager to return to class, and they hope to improve on their performance this term.
I feel good because the resuming school is from the 10th. Next September we are going to test too, so I feel good. So because they are teaching more is from the 10th. Next September we are going to test too, so I feel good. So because they are teaching more a lot in our school. Our school is trying about the teaching. I believe that in our class everyone will pass. Jesus' name I pray.
I'm happy resuming school to yesterday and today. I see going to school. Learning is on process and everything is going fine. This time I expect to learn better and write my junior WAEC and pass very well.
I'm learning great. I'm writing my primary 6 exam this term. So I want to be serious my studies.
I actually feel happy about school injunctions. I miss all my friends, my teachers, and my expectations for this 3rd term is for a good result, just a good result.
I feel happy about school resuming because I miss my classmates, my teacher, everyone, and my expectation this term is to get good grades, good results, and to make my parents proud.
With school gates reopened and learning back in full swing, parents and students are hopeful for a fruitful term. Gift Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News. Amidst persistent challenges in Nigeria's electricity sector, many citizens are increasingly turning to renewable energy, particularly solar power, as a more reliable alternative. Years of erratic power supply, broken promises of improvement, and a generally unreliable grid have left many Nigerians frustrated and seeking independent solutions to their electricity needs. The report.
To acquire this solar from people that sell it is not easy. Then somebody that is just growing up on business to go and invest on this solar, it's very difficult for such person.
Solar energy, though initially expensive to install, is seen as a long-term investment. Nigerians who can afford it now prioritize solar systems because they offer the assurance of uninterrupted power supply, a crucial need in homes and businesses. Unlike the public power supply, which is often unstable and unpredictable, solar systems provide 24 hours electricity, allowing users to plan their activities without fear of blackout. Respondents said that although setting up solar system requires significant financial outlay, the durability and consistent performance of solar energy makes it a worthy investment.
There are times 3 days we don't have light. We actually have suffered a lot, but I prefer this solar. Solar, you can get it 24 hours. You understand? But I still want to say one thing about solar. Solar energy is too expensive for someone to afford. You understand? If they can reduce the price, I believe a lot of people going for solar energy. They would prefer that because in solar energy they do have 24-hour lights. It's encouraging.
Nigeria investing in solar system today is because of our power failure in the country. That is what I think. And because our governments are not improving on light, electricity, and is giving failure to the youth not to do well in their business. So I think that is why everybody is investing on that solar system. So, and we are still pleading government to improve on electricity, because when electricity is standard, the youth, the poverty elevation we are talking about today, we decrease, we come down.
Like we all know, the economy is really bad right now. Some people are even regretting why they did not, go into the solar thing like years back, because they feel it was much cheaper. Right now, solar to install a solar system in your house should be like ×3 of what it was previous years. You get, people are going into it because they know that in the coming years it's also going to skyrocket. They feel that if they do it now, it's certainly going to be the best option that they can take, to save them having to pay maybe triple in the future.
While acknowledging the benefits of renewable energy, they also urge the government and relevant authorities to do more to fix the national electricity infrastructure, stressing that not every Nigerian can afford the high cost of installing solar system. Gift Ugwagbo reporting for BeeTv News. In Yobe, the state government has convened a crucial security meeting at the government house in Damaturu. The gathering aims to strategize and implement measures to address the security issues and pave way for a hitch-free Northeast Governors Forum meeting in the coming days. The report.
This security meeting, led by the Deputy Governor of Yobe State, brought together key statements from the military, police, state security services, and other paramilitary security operatives, including government officials. The focus is to address the resurgence of insurgency in the Northeast region, which has raised alarm among residents. Shortly after the meeting, the state police commissioner has this to say.
We are aware of certain challenges that have security breaches that have occurred over some period, and the council have addressed the situation. We are doing our best to redouble our efforts to stem the tides. Otherwise, there is no cause for alarm. The state is relatively calm, although not unpredictable. We have agreed to step up our efforts to make sure that the entire state is remain very calm.
The security advisor to Governor Buni spoke on the security challenges in the state, but assured residents that the government is on top of the situation.
But assured residents that the government is on top of the situation.
Boko Haram are actually attacking not villages, so to speak, but military locations. And we've recorded attacks at Goniri. We've also recorded an attack last week at Chalikong in Bunyadi. The military is in the bush with the civilian JTF. Military is the lead agency. They're doing their best. But as you are aware, we cannot have boots on the ground everywhere. So we're doing our best, and we're strategizing. And inshallah, very soon, I believe in the next few weeks, you will see new measures come in place to address the situation.
With the Northeast Governors Forum set to take place soon in Yobe State, this security meeting represents the state's commitment to ensuring a secure and safe environment for participants. Harmony Agba for reporting for BeeTv News.
The Federal Fire Service has warned desperate job seekers to stop tarnishing its image by engaging with job racketeers. Comptroller General Abdul Ganiyu Jaji expressed concern over rising cases of fraud where unsuspecting applicants are deceived with fake invitation and appointment letters. He stressed that the service does not authorize any third-party agent for recruitment and that all official hiring processes are conducted transparently through government platforms. The fire chief says some desperate individuals infiltrated the IPPRS payment system without valid appointment letters. He warns that anyone caught presenting false documents will be arrested and prosecuted. Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima has called for fairness and fiscal discipline as the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission kicks off a crucial retreat in Akwa Ibom State. The report.
The city of Oyo is planning to newly inaugurate members of the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission brought together to strategize for the important tax ahead. The Vice President Kashim Shettima also declared the retreat open. He said the timing couldn't be better, stressing that Nigerians' future depends largely on how its revenue are managed today. He urged members to key into the renewed hope agenda, emphasizing transparency, fairness, and efficiency.
The Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission occupies a critical place in this journey as its works directly impact the fiscal health and cohesion of our federation. I urge each member of the Commission to view your appointment as not a privilege, but as a responsibility to build transparency, fairness, and efficiency in the discharge of your constitutional mandate.
Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Umo Eno, praised President Tinubu's fiscal policies, which he says has empowered states to undertake major development projects that were once impossible.
At this point, express our profound appreciation to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for some of the bold steps he has taken to rejig our economy. Let me say this as a governor, that some of these decisions has helped subnationals to receive more funding from the Federation account, and this has helped us as governors of subnational to undertake many projects that have positively affected the lives of our people and ensure long-term or sustainable growth.
Chairman of the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Allocation Commission, Mohammed Shehu, while welcoming participants, reminded the new members that their role is pivotal to Nigeria's unity, fiscal balance, and sustainable development.
In pursuance of these constitutional mandates and the charge of the President, at that plenary we must respond with innovation, agility, and evidence-based documentations. Our role is pivotal to ensuring that fiscal federalism is not just a mere constitutional idea, but a living functional mechanism for unity and development.
Soher Osemege, reporting for BeeTv News.
The Nigerian Army has appealed to citizens to avoid wearing military uniforms illegally, emphasizing that respecting the uniform is an important part of strengthening national security and building trust between the military and the public. The Chief of Civil Military, Major General Gold Chibuisi, made this known during a chat with defense correspondent in Abuja. The report. Speaking during a media chat with defense correspondent in Abuja, the Chief of Civil Military Affairs Army, Major General Gold Chibuisi, says the misuse of military attire by unauthorized persons not only violates the law, but also aids criminal activities. Highlighting the security risks, Chibuisi noted that criminals increasingly exploit military uniforms to commit crimes, making it harder for civilians and security agencies to identify genuine soldiers. He stressed that the law must be respected to maintain integrity and safety of the armed forces, warning that offenders could face jail time. The Chief of Civil Military further called for a deeper civilian-military relations and urged Nigerians to see the Nigerian Army as their own institution, saying that soldiers are members of communities and not outsiders or violent enforcers. Earlier, the president of the Defense Correspondents Association of Nigeria, Ismail Musa, pledged journalists' commitment to responsible, accurate, and balanced reporting of security matters.
army. And that's why I say that the media is very important in that, in being for us to be able to communicate that to the Nigerian people. It is their army. They should be able to say our army is doing this. Not soldiers they do. No, our soldiers are doing this. And it is when you own the army, you see a lot of things come with it. Those of us in the army, we've had, yes, in some places you go, people look at you with awe, but that's not what we are looking for. We want to see the way they see us as members of their families, because we are not from the moon. We are from homes and communities within the Nigerian state. See the military, you see them as your people, working for you, making sacrifices for you, and understanding the role that for what that they have contributed to building the country that we have, and they will help as we continue to build our country into the future.
The Chief of Civil Military further called on the media and the public to assist in sensitization efforts, stressing that offenders should be arrested and prosecuted rather than subjected to extrajudicial treatment. Gifts Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News. The Lagos State government has appealed to well-meaning Nigerians to collaborate with the state government and creating a conducive learning environment for pupils and advancing education in the state. Permanent Secretary Education District 6, Mujisola Yusuf, who was represented by the Director Co-Curricular Education District 6, Paul Legbati, made the call at the reunion ceremony of the Birch Freeman High School Old Boys Association. Mr. Legbati emphasized the importance of public partnerships in driving educational development, stressing that the state government cannot achieve its goals in the education sector alone. He commended the association for their commitment to giving back to their people.
Founders Day, it was resolved that we should use this year's homecoming for reunion, a bringing together of all factions and a dissolving of all differences, so that we can become one powerful progressive association again. And the glad thing about today is that, you know, the State Ministry of Education has intervened and they are involved to ensure that this midwifing of a new bifoba, you know, takes effect.
It's a successful event. So many old boys are here. And I'm also appealing to those that are not here or those that are sitting on the fence that, look, we only have one association, so you can't sit on the fence. You need to come and be part of the discussion.
In sports, the National Sports Commission has congratulated Team Nigeria on its outstanding outing at the African Senior Weightlifting Championship. The contingent delivered a dominant showing, finishing their campaign with an impressive 18 medals, 13 gold, 4 silver and 1 bronze, solidifying Nigeria's reputation as the leading force in African weightlifting. Additionally, Team Nigeria was named Best Female Team of the tournament, which was reflected in the series of gold medals the Nigerian ladies claimed. Against all corners and besides the monetary incentives for the athletes, 4 of them have now been classed in Category A of Elite Athletes and are due for $20,000 in training grant in NSC in preparation for the World Championship and the Commonwealth Games and ultimately the Olympic Games.
Fine, because I've been to one international competition before. That was last year, December, World Championship, and I placed 5th in the world. So I went back home to buckle up my shoes so that the next competition I will be able to come out with good medal. And I thank God that in this African Championship, I'm able to claim to collect the 3 gold medals in my category, 55 kg category.
I'm proud of myself and I'm so happy, and I'm very sure my family are also proud of me.
It has always been a thing of pride for us to represent Nigeria, so I feel very happy and excited about it. Of course, I'm proud of it. And for the victory, we are not actually surprised because we trained very well for it and we actually deserved it, so I'm happy overall.
I feel happy and I'm very proud of myself to get to this level in my career. Since I've been in this sport, which is weightlifting, this is my first traveling
to represent Nigeria outside the country, and thank God I came back with silver medals.
We prepared for it. We knew we could even do better than what we did. Our expectation when we left was to win as much as 15 gold medals. That was what we expected. But at least if somebody projected 15 and won 13, I think it's more than a pass mark. That's excellent enough.
The Canadian Prime Minister Mike Carney has delivered his victory speech to supporters after winning Canada's election, leading his Liberal Party to a new term in power after convincing voters that his experience managing crisis had prepared him to confront U.S. President Donald Trump. Rebecca Goffey has the rest of the story.
Prime Minister Carney addresses his crowd of supporters, establishing what is potentially the grand objective of his policy focus. The Donald Trump factor, in part, had shaped the campaign and continues to matter beyond Canada's election.
As we come here after this most consequential election, let's put an end to the division and anger of the past. We are all Canadian, and my government will work for and with everyone. When I sit down with President Trump, it will be to discuss the future economic and security relationship between two sovereign nations. And it will be with our full knowledge that we have many, many other options than the United States to build prosperity for all Canadians.
Prime Minister Carney setting the agenda before a crowd of supporters following his election victory. Carney noted that Canada had a long way to go, calling the vote the most consequential election in which he defeated Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. Rebecca Goffey reporting for BeeTv News.
All right, now we'll be going on a short break and we'll be right back. To stay with us.
Invitation to the year 2025 May Day Workers' Day celebration in Edo State. The Nigerian Labour Congress NLC Edo State Council invite all the workers and the general public to the 2025 May Day Workers' Day celebration scheduled to hold on Thursday 1st May 2025. Venue Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin City. Time 10 a.m. prompt. Special guest of honor His Excellency Senator Monde Okpebholo, the Executive Governor of Edo State. The theme of this year's celebration is reclaiming the civic space in the midst of economic hardship. Come and let's celebrate the hardworking workers of Edo State together. Isolato, E-Africa. Signed, Comrade Bernard Joman, Acting Chairman, Nigerian Labour Congress, Edo State Council.
And now to the foreign scene, where Donald Trump has reached the 100-day mark in his second term as U.S. president, a point often used to measure leaders' progress. Also, the White House has criticized Amazon for being hostile and political over reports that it would show customers the added cost of tariff. Again, our Global News correspondent Rebecca Goffey tells us more on this and other stories from the foreign scene.
Donald Trump has reached the 100-day mark in his second term as U.S. president, a point often used to measure a leader's progress. In just over 3 months, Trump has made major changes to the U.S. government and affected international ties both diplomatically and economically. Supporters say he is keeping his campaign promises, while critics argue that he is abusing executive powers and pushing away allies. Meanwhile, the White House has criticized Amazon for being hostile and political after reports that it would show customers the added cost of tariffs. However, the president now plans to ease some impacts of the tariffs on U.S. car makers. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutner called the plan a major victory as Trump will reduce import duties on vehicle parts used in U.S. US-made cars. Cars built abroad will still face automotive tariffs, but won't get extra levies like those on steel and aluminium. 4 people, including children aged 4 to 18, were killed and several others injured when a car crashed into a building used by the YNOT after-school camp in Chatham, Illinois. The vehicle first hit people outside the building on Monday afternoon, then drove through the building, hitting more victims inside before exiting through the other side. 3 of the dead were outside while 1 was inside. 6 people were injured and taken to the hospital. The driver was not hurt but was taken for evaluation. Police said the crash does not appear to be a targeted attack and the cause is still being investigated. And lastly, on global news, Spanish power company Red Electrical has confirmed that Monday's widespread blackouts in Spain and Portugal were not caused by a cyber attack. The outage happened after 2 disconnection events hit the electric grid. The first was resolved, but the second led to massive power cuts with no signs of human error involved. Portugal's Prime Minister Luis Montenegro also said there is no evidence of a cyber attack. Although electricity has been fully restored, travel disruption continues. And that's it from the global scene. Rebecca Goffey reporting for BeeTv News.
And now to business. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, has reiterated that the focus of the Apex Bank is to bring down the country's inflation to single digits in the medium term. Cardoso disclosed it at the conclusion of the 2025 International Monetary Fund and World Bank Spring meetings in Washington, D.C. BeeTv News' Palumi Mukoro has details of this and more from the business world.
This comes as Cardoso admitted that inflation is the most disruptive force against Nigerians' welfare, emphasizing the urgency of tackling inflation to stabilize household incomes and improve the cost of living across the country. Nigeria's delegation, led by Minister of Finance Wale Edun, Cardoso and others, went to this year's Monetary Fund and World Bank Spring meetings, which were held from Monday, April 21st, 2025 to Sunday, April 26th. Nigeria's inflation declined to 24.28% in March 2025 from 23.18%. In December 2024, during the 2025 budget presentation in the National Assembly, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu hinted at reducing the country's inflation to 15%. Nigeria's currency, the naira, continued its appreciation against the dollar at the parallel foreign exchange market on Monday. Exchange rate data shared by the national president of the Association of Bureau de Change Operators, Aminu Gwadebe, showed that the naira strengthened to 1,605 naira per dollar on Monday from 1,610 naira on Friday last week. This indicates that the naira gained 5 naira against the dollar on a day-to-day basis. Meanwhile, at the official market, the naira dropped slightly by 0.41 naira against the dollar to exchange at 1,599.95 naira on Monday compared to 1,599.54 at the close of last week. The governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, in his closing remark at the 2025 IMF World Bank Spring meetings in Washington, D.C., United States of America at the weekend, stated that Nigeria's foreign reserves have exceeded $38 billion. The Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, has said Africa's most populous countries' non-oil exports increased by 24.75% to $1.791 billion in the first quarters of 2025. The executive director of NEPC, Nonye Ayeni, disclosed it on Monday in Abuja. According to her, the increase in non-export showed increased commitment and effort towards improving the sector in the period under review. This year, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council reported that the highest value of export since it was established 49 years ago, with a year-on-year increase of 20.77% from $4.517 billion in 2023 to $5.456 billion in 2024. Nigeria's non-oil products exported in the first quarter of 2025 were valued at $1.791 billion. And that is all on business news. Palumi Mukoro reporting for BeeTv News.
And now to the exciting world of entertainment. After weeks of anticipation, Olamide has released a new single titled Kai, featuring Wizkid. Released on April 29, 2025, Kai carries the famous contour bounce over which Olamide and Wizkid Sweet talk a love interest in whose space they flaunt their wealth. The report. Kai comes 14 years after Olamide and Wizkid first collaborated on Omotoshon in 2011. The song becomes the latest collaboration between the duo, whose partnership spans over a decade. The song comes as the first offering of a new Olamide self-titled 17-track album scheduled for release on June 3, 2025. Peter Nwanchukwu, the husband of late Ekwueme crooner Osinachi, has been sentenced to death by hanging. Nwanchukwu was sentenced to death by Justice Uwosu Iyeme of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. The sitting at Wuse Zone 2 found Nwanchukwu guilty of homicide, which led to the death of his wife on April 8, 2022. Delivering judgment on the matter, the judge said the prosecution proved beyond reasonable doubt that the defendant committed the crime. Lastly, on entertainment, Chioma Adeleke, popularly known as Chef Chi, and the wife of Nigerian music star David Adeleke, is set to celebrate her 30th birthday on April 30th. New updates indicate that preparation for the celebration are already underway. On Monday, April 28th, Davido's personal assistant and logistics manager, Israel DMW, reminded fans and well-wishers about Chioma's upcoming milestone. He also hinted that a grand celebration will be held in Atlanta, United States. At the time of his update, Israel was at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, ready to depart Nigeria for the US. And that's it on Entertainment News tonight. Gifts Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News. And now talking sports. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has congratulated Remo Stars Football Club on their historic victory in the 2024-2025 Nigerian Premier Football League NPFL season, describing the achievement as a proud moment for Ikenne, Ogun State, and Nigerian football as a whole. Let's now join our sports correspondent Freeman Osawe, who has more on these and other trending sports stories.
In a statement issued by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Nanuga, President Tinubu praised the club's remarkable ascent to the pinnacle of Nigerian football just 4 years after gaining promotion to the Elite League. The President lauded players, coaching crew and management for their hard work, discipline and unyielding spirit, emphasizing that their journey to the title after 3 previous close finishes reflects resilience and perseverance at its finest and urged them to conquer Africa. Carlo Ancelotti will become the new head coach of Brazil. It has been claimed, so speculation over the Real Madrid's boss' future has reached a crescendo after the Spanish giant's recent exit from the Champions League at the hands of Arsenal. Ancelotti, 65, is widely regarded as one of the world's finest coaches and has enjoyed success since returning to Bernabeu for his second spell. But with Los Blancos out of Europe and behind Barcelona in La Liga, it's been a less than stellar campaign for Ancelotti and last year's Champions League winners. Manchester United move to sign Victor Gyökeres is a done deal. Manchester United are confident that their move to sign Sporting CP striker Victor Gyökeres is the summer transfer window is a done deal. According to Football Insider, United have been linked in with a host of centre forward as we edge closer to the market opening. Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee are Ruben Amorim's primary options through the middle of attack, but the former Serie A duo have failed to hit the height expected of them. As a result, signing a new striker could be a priority for United this summer. The Red Devils have failed disastrously in the Premier League this season, and Amorim is going to need reinforcement if he's to turn things around for the Old Trafford outfit. And that's it on Sport News tonight. Freeman Usawe reporting for BeeTv News.
And that's the size of our news package for tonight. Many thanks for joining us. I am Gift Uwagboy. Have a good night.